Hello, I'm Susan Myers with the UN Foundation, here with SDG Live at the World Economic Forum annual meeting. I'm so pleased to be here with Joe Lubin, founder of the company ConsenSys, who has so generously partnered with SDG Live here during the WEF at the beautiful Ethereal Lounge in Davos. Joe, I think it may be maybe not your first time, but it's the first time ConsenSys has decided to come here to the WEF annual meeting. Can you just tell us a little bit about why you decided to be here and why you have partnered with SDG Live this year?
So it's my first time as well. Never been here. It's quite a remarkable experience. As you're probably aware, the blockchain technology has burst into significant public global consciousness. And that's incredibly evident in the many different groups that are here. There's not just our lounge, there are some others. And walking down the street, people are talking blockchain. So it's quite remarkable. We've done SDG friendly work in various kinds of, various niches, our different product groups, our enterprise consulting group, and so there's really a tremendous synergy between the blockchain, the nature of the blockchain technology, and the goals. And so, just to elaborate a little bit on that, there is cryptocurrency and there's blockchain. They're, in a sense, quite distinct technologies. Cryptocurrency is just one application that's built on the blockchain technology, and the blockchain technology is a shared, trustworthy infrastructure that cooperating and competing actors can use as shared infrastructure. And so it moves us from a world of siloed information systems to a world of shared infrastructure where sectors, value chains, whole industries can work together fluidly.
Great, well, thank you so much. Blockchain certainly is a hot topic here in Davos, and as you indicated, there are a number of players here and a number of other many players who aren't here who are working in this emerging space. Partnership is a big theme of the Sustainable Development Goals. It's embodied in Goal 17, but also kind of cuts across all of the other goals as well. Can you talk a little bit about what partnership means for you and some of the collaborations that you have catalyzed and been a part of at ConsenSys?
So we partner very liberally. We're very collaborative. In our ecosystem, the Ethereum platform is an open source platform. So different groups, different people from around the world come together to build out the platform, the foundational layer. Many different companies now in our space are still very collaborative because it is a platform for decentralized applications. It's all about making things, and so software developers tend to be pretty open and collaborative, especially in the open source space. So that's the foundation of things. In terms of different projects that are sustainability focused, whether it's in energy or in supply chain, we do have some exciting partners that I can't, unfortunately, mention to you right now. One interesting project that has turned into a monster project is the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. And so that's a group of now 300 companies, some of the biggest companies in the world, some smaller startups, that are all focused on building infrastructure using the Ethereum technology. But because of the collaborative nature of the technology, many of these groups got together and they started forming working groups at the application layer of blockchain. So whether it's a private permissioned Ethereum system or the public global world computer Ethereum system, we have these groups, these law industry groups, energy industry groups, banking, insurance, supply chain. They are all now writing specifications and starting to build shared infrastructure. So a massive alliance for collaboration.
Wow, just what we need
Yeah.
For the SDGs, I think. I mean, With the use of any technology, there are, of course, certain barriers that need to be overcome, certain risks that need to be factored in order for them to reach their full potential. Can you talk a little bit about what that looks like for you in the world of blockchain?
Yeah, so we don't see barriers. We see just an enormous number of opportunities and maybe infinite pathways to get to all the different goals. And so adoption. So it's all about moving things forward and fostering adoption. It's about moving from siloed walled garden infrastructure in a Web 2.0 world to shared infrastructure, sectors, industries, value chains like supply chains being formed and being collaborative as the foundational atomic unit of IT infrastructure. And so adoption of that paradigm is really the barrier. So as we move different companies in different industries into that mindset to be collaborative first, and as we build foundational elements like identity and like reputation and governance tools, and we built those things. In particular, the UPort open source identity system will enable 7.4 billion people to establish their own public blockchain-based identity instead of spraying their aspects of identity around the internet and having it monetized by corporations. All of us will be in control of those aspects of identity. They'll be encrypted, they'll be selectively and granularly disclosable in situations that we designate. This is working already. It's working down the street in Zug, where the government is enabling citizens to access government services from their self-established identity. And so enabling people in the developing world who don't have access to identity, persistent portable identity, or financial services, enabling them, if they have access to a cell phone, to establish their own identity and use their social context to have linkages, attestations to certify that they maybe paid back a small loan or are an upstanding citizen. That will enable them to replicate the legacy identity provider infrastructure like governments, like banks that can also link to this identity construct. So in the developing world, that's going to be profound. If we can get many people in the world to own their own identity, put their information in a personal data locker, that will be the foundation of enfranchisement.
That's really exciting, and it seems like it's something that can really help us embody what is the rally cry of the SDGs, which is to leave no one behind, and to reach those that we haven't been able to reach through previous efforts around development and humanitarian action. I want to finish just by talking a little bit about the United Nations. I think the UN system has really tried to embrace innovation in recent years. I know some UN agencies are experimenting with blockchain to help refugees or address hunger issues. Can you just talk a little bit about this potential and how you see the UN system using this for their mission?
Absolutely. So self-sovereign identity has been a big topic in the last few years, and that's exactly what the UPort system is. Self-sovereign identity enables you to establish your own blockchain-based identity, have real agency in the world, have persistent portable identity, persistent portable reputation. It would enable somebody in a developing context to, once establishing their relationship, to reach across the world and maybe get a microloan and bootstrap a business, potentially. It would enable somebody who's been removed from their social context without possessions and found themselves across borders without a country, perhaps, to reestablish, reclaim their identity, because it's all sitting there, and based on different factors, they'll be able to reclaim it. So that's a necessary and exciting prospect.
Right. I love hearing about things with unlimited potential. That's what we need when it comes to the SDGs, given the level of ambition they represent. Thank you so much for joining us, Joe, and for everything you're doing and for the great leadership that ConsenSys is showing on the Sustainable Development Goals and on everything else. Thank you for joining us at SDG Live. Please continue to follow the conversation at #SDG Live and sdglive.org.